Hey guys, part 8 of this. Please, please adjust the slider until the computer is barely. Uh, Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are. What? What? Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes another number 9. What is. Oh, wait. I guess that. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting. Which Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumtush, Occuboy, Occuboinkle, Occuboinkle, Occuboinkle. Please don't adjust the slider. Do you know what the time is right now? Yes. Is the time that it is right? Is the time that it is right now the correct? Yeah. What is time anyways?
No, say no. No.
Why?
I'm glad you. I said yes on mine, so I'll say I'm just saying no.
Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yeah. Health?
No.
Yes. Will you come back to visit me? What? Yes. What? What does that mean? Wait, what did that mean though? Why did it start saying health? What? Have you even gotten the Stanley Parable 2? Oh.
This is.
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
No
Stanley
idea.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where are we going today? The bucket
I'm
asked.
taking the
Stanley
bucket.
just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Where does that go again? I don't know.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
Wait, what?
How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
Someone else's
Surely
bucket?
no good would come from this. Who knows what
Wait,
sorts of bizarre
I'm glad I
hallucinations
threw it.
Stanley
It was
might
someone else's
experience
bucket.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed
Someone
the
else-
rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the
music.
ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it?
Oh my
I
God.
must find it.
Where's
Far
my
off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
No.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Oh my God!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one
Wait.
bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special
These are my
bucket.
buckets. Like there's buckets everywhere.
Stanley!
Like her.
Find me!
He had to
Here.
find the bucket. He
There's
had to
bu-
return to
there's
his old
buckets there.
friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze
These are
dead
my
in his
buckets.
tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley
Wait.
doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh my God. My
This is
bucket.
the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security,
Huh?
and walked to her place of work.
Uh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
What?
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to
I already
confront at work,
got this
for
part,
which her
but there's
bucket
buckets.
would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped
What?
all the way to work.
That's not a good word. That's not a good word.
Listen,
What?
there's one thing, bro. I remember seeing last computer.
That was interesting. Huh.
I remember seeing on last computer
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Why?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
of the game,
This?
like the menu. Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna quit the. Okay, what? My brother said he's seen something.
Wait, why is it not there for you? Yeah, I have a button for that. Oh, so like, wait.
What? Maybe they like to be sneaky. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's not even Kevin McLeod. No. beginning. It's really cool. Sorry, Leroy. And you? That's it. If you want to go there, whatever, there's the barcodes. Sliders? No, I don't want to reset my data. Okay, who cares? This game is so cool. I like games like this.
This is the story of a man named...
Games like this are really cool. I like games with different endings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What else is there to do? I'm like forgetting a lot.
A good bucket, a strong
I'm gonna take
bucket,
the bucket,
a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I forgot what's down here.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
Wait, it's the trail.
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
With the vans
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Not this again. Not this again. This Adventure Line.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original
I'm outside
dialogue?
of the game.
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
Can't.
We need to get rid of the bucket.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Brand new
This
character?
is the Bucket Destroyer.
What?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore
The
of the
Adventure
Stanley
Line.
Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Okay.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the bucket destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Get the fans what they want. Hurry and go.
What? Exploded? What? What is that?
Bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Goodbye,
for the moment in
Bucket
time
destroyer.
that you were here, you were magnificent.
Nice. Now what? Oh, I think that was... Was that a new ending that I found? That was cool. I exploded everything.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, well, that was cool.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was cool.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Where are these balloons? Okay, what if I have not done yet? Like with the bucket. Oh, I don't know what.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Dark room. Oh.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Last time, I know I can like unplug the phone. That's what I did like the first time I was here.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh, there's the bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press triangle to take me to work with you. Triangle.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press triangle to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press left D-pad to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press triangle for us to go back home. Yeah.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
What? Excuse me. Excuse me. Press left D-pad to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press circle to go back. Yes,
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press bottom D-pad to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press X to go home, to work, to go home, to work, to go home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eye. Go back to work, Stanley. What? Okay, what was that about?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What was that about?
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps,
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Let me in this one. Okay. So I don't know what these balloons are from.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good,
said the
I
bucket.
know.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley, once again, obeyed blindly.
I'm gonna unplug the phone this time.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Bucket.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What happened?
What is comedic timing?
What is this?
What is comedic timing? How does it
What?
work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
No.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive
Oh my
deeper.
god. Yes.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Wow.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
No. Are you sure? I don't think I'm gonna go back. Okay, I'm going back. Is that forklift? I want to drive. I'm done with the fun.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke? The bucket spoke? Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Right. What's that? What's that? What's it?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
No.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
No.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Right. But the phone isn't...
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, wait.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
It's like...
What?
It's already unplugged.
We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Wait. One more time and then I'll go left.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Wait.
Here we go. You
Okay,
ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
What?
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you...
I already did that.
It's as though all of your
I thought it was different because I had the
possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
Wait, no. It's saying different stuff.
That again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Wait. Wait, what?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Not everyone is so lucky to have a
there was like a
bucket,
different
but
video on
Stanley
that
is a
part.
very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Hmm.
Wait, bro, how did you even know when you got the
Wait, this is new.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Oh my god. Cold drinks. What if I stay in here?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
What if I
took the
die
door
with
on
the
his
bucket?
left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room.
What
go
if I go in the
somewhere
vent
else.
with the
The
bucket?
cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Wait. Dude, drift. Yeah, no, wait. Wait, no, just don't stop. You're spoiling it. Yeah. I have my bucket. It's just gonna be the same thing. Oh, what is this? This is new.
Day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
So you're too
Sheer
loud.
euphoria I
No,
feel
your game is being
every time I
This is
pick
new,
it
though.
up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it
There's
does.
no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
What?
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me.
Oh, what? This is loud.
Who's there?
What? What just happened? What? Who's gone? What? Who's that? This is different now.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm just gonna take this way.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no room.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is Epic Gamer. Oh. Were these always able to open? What is that? Wait, what? Oh yeah, I did that. I don't even know what it means though. Wait, what? I don't know. I don't really know what's happening right now. I'm gonna go up, I guess. This is new. I know. No. Oh my god. Get up. No, dude.
Pause your video, okay?
What?
So I'm telling you, I'm new beginning the game. You have to go and find the computer again.
Okay.
It will save its input on there.
Okay.
It will save its input on there. So if I can find it, where is it?
Well, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sorry, guys. This is taking forever. What if I keep pressing it? Oh, I'm just back here though. What if I go down? What? No, not up. I can't even press that. If you press a button, it ruins it. Wait, so I'm not even moving? Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but yeah, okay, I'll do the thing. Just stop telling me to look. Yeah, I know. I'll just don't tell me where they are. Okay, cool. Just let me it's black. Hold on. Okay, well, I don't know what this does. What if I press down and then down? What if I press both of them? What if I press up, then I press down? Yeah, I don't understand this. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Butt crap. This is...
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
This is poop.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
I'm gonna go
Facility.
this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
No. But here we go. I don't know if I've done this with the bucket yet.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No! Oh.
Farewell, Stanley,
Oh yeah, I
cried the
forgot.
narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led
No, not right
helplessly
now,
into
Lecker.
the
I'll figure it out
enormous metal
myself.
jaws. In a single visceral instant,
Sorry, no.
the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
No, not the bucket. No. No. Lily, no! I don't know if I've done this. Here, Lily, get in. My dog is being annoying. Oops. My dog is being annoying, guys. I'm sorry. Actually, you guys probably don't even care. Actually, nobody's even watching, so clearly.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way,
I can't
but
believe
this one stood
it.
above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Bucket. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the pursuit of knowledge, much like a body of the human mind and the brain enemy within a carnage void, but through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched, and substantive knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the environment in the air? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of that, or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were? And okay.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
Where's it going?
Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Where's the bucket going? Oh, that's a nice picture. 25. I'm not reading all that. That's definitely more than 25 buckets. The bucket with 2 handles? That's impossible. Inferno bucket or what? The stress bucket. What? What is this?
No man
What
can
was
own a
that?
bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. I can walk off, but just wait. Oh, I can't even go that way, so I have to walk off. Wee, this game is epic. Time to walk up. Oh. I grabbed it. I
There
grabbed
is
it.
something we can do. Something we
What?
can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
No.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
No, wait,
we
what?
can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
No! I don't even know how. Wow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All of his
Stanley
co-workers
decided to
were
go to the
gone.
meeting room.
What
Perhaps
could it
he had
mean?
simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What? Oh, I found another one. So I guess you have to. Yeah, my brother said. My brother said. I don't know. He's finding it. But he spoiled it. Don't say anything else. He said you have to look for more of those.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Okay, fine. Don't tell me anything else. No. No. Why am I here?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There we go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Dude, I tried to do it without him finishing.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known
I hate
this.
drift. Dude, I hate drift.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ow.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm gonna go down here again.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
I want to listen to this
again.
You
won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk.
Yeah.
You should have been careful. You should have been careful.
Yeah.
It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. The railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, we're what? Hey guys, we're back. Okay. Oh yeah.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, I found another one. I need one more. So now I guess I do that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, meeting room. Let's go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he'd coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah. No.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Don't tell me anything else,
dude. That kind of anxiety isn't
I said
healthy,
don't spoil.
so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
No, don't tell me. No. Oh, why'd I let Lily on here? Oh. Okay. Guys, Lily just had a bath today, and she's like, whenever she has baths, she's like really hyper. Ooh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Okay.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wait, what's wrong with 234? What's room 234? What if I go to that room?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
I know.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and
what are these
for
things
all.
do? Look, these buttons have to mean something. Where's number 3? And how do I get up there? Will okay, I don't know. Yeah, wait, where's the thing?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Wait, have I ever pressed on before?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls,
I've never done
did
this
you?
before.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
I never done this before.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story
Wait,
now.
I have to find
Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each
Lily,
one
wait.
of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
What?
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Wait, this is open
My
now.
goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler.
I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No enemy, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh, whoa, what just happened? No, I know. Wait. Stop yelling at me, wait!
About what you're trying to do right now.
Wait, shh. Okay, I've never done that before, so that's cool.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone.
Wait.
Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Okay, what?
Dude, the buttons don't do anything. Like literally, you can't stop the explosion. It happens no matter what.
Hey. You don't have to yell at me.
Oh, John. I'm not trying to tell you, I think I'm wasting time. And you're telling me to wait.
We're wasting what time? The time was already going down.
What?
Time was already going down. What do you mean wasting time?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
What if I go backwards? Oh. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Who? What? Cool. What? I don't know what this elevator's for. Like, it does nothing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the last input thing? Blacker, where's the last input thing?
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Hoop.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Doctor, where is it?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
There's
life.
nothing on there.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for...
Oh. Did it? Oh. Now what? What's gonna happen? Welcome Stanley to heaven? What? I'm pushing all of them. I'm gonna push all of them. What the heck? Oh. Wait, what? What are you doing here? What the heck? What is this? This is trippy. Okay, I don't know what to do.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
What?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Don't tell me what the... Okay, well guys, my brother spoiled this one to me, so you get on here, then you go...
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
That's really far.
Come
What are you
on.
talking about?
I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Okay, I'll do it!
Oops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Oh. Okay, what is it?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Whoops. Looks like a...
No. No. What is this? Hold up, what is this?
All of his co-workers were gone.
What?
What could it mean?
What
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why? Yeah, I did miss a memo. Why is there papers everywhere? I don't know. It stops right here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm gonna kill myself.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Cool. The papers are gone. What was that for?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps...
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Stanley clutched
what if I die with the
tightly to his
bucket?
chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo...
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Wow. What does this mean, though? Yeah, I don't know what that means. We're back again.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Hmm?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, He entered the door on his left.
I don't know what
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait, what? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion will cause death. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. What do you mean? I need a key card to open that door. What if I find a key card? Poop.
Look, Stanley. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
I want to get to the bottom floor so bad. What if I go in here now?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far. You didn't think I was actually just.
Yeah. Okay. What if I keep beginning the game over and over again? What? It did something. Like it did something. Okay, I don't know.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but oh please, are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, surely not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Cool. Oh wait, I can't even... No, wait. Wait, why did I do this? I can't even get past this part. Wait, you can crouch? Okay, you can crouch.
No, stop! Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign.
What? Yeah, I can crouch.
As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
No.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Bucket. I'm stumped. Like, what are you doing in this elevator? I don't understand this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Poop.
facing mirror. Look. Dude, look. So you know how you just grabbed that, right?
Yeah. What?
Where is it?
Wait, hold on.
Or did you already? Did you go here or no? I can go back now. Maybe you won't do here now. Sure. Well, I skipped that figurine. I skipped it.
On your own, just by poking around in the boss's bar. You did that exactly, I'll be honest. But then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone six. But you continue to disappoint me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third minute there? Do you remember?
I just made the world for a couple weeks ago. I decided to make a beer sandwich. When it came
The red and blue dawn was the fourth place you found the gas, not the third. Well, I guess perhaps I could be right. Then there's likely the
extract. Hold on.
the small dress of
This stuff is all. I'm not talking like old ladies. Purified to actually smell it. Okay, it rips. Okay. That is very.
Chicken. Guys, see you.
We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Part 10 of a hen.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Chicken nuggets.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
Nice.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Number 3.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Papa John's Pizza. Number 3. I don't even know if I've done this yet.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence.
What?
Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
I don't know. No,
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Hold on. Nah. Oh, I don't like your.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Yeah, thank you. Wait, hold on.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Minecraft.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one. There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press.
I already did this. Yeah, I don't know what to do. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
Why does this place keep changing? I don't get it. Oh, the gym button.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
We're not. Hold on. I'm confused. It's just this again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open...
I'm confused.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Now this, Stanley thought to himself, this is...
Wait, hold on. I don't want to grab the bucket.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The 2 of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
I forgot where this takes you.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Hold on. Dude, okay, I'll be back. What?
What do you call a man? 8 legs, 1 toe, and a broken head.
I don't know. Is that what you called me for? Huh?
You want to see the solar eclipse with me?
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad.
What?
Where are you going to see the solar eclipse at?
I have no idea.
Faster!
I don't know.
You better ask.
Well, I don't... I thought I was seeing it with you, so I have no idea. I'll be right back. No. What? Okay, don't... Okay. Where are we seeing the eclipse? No, where are we seeing it? Where are we seeing it? Where? Mashed Peppers? But I want to see with Steven. They're not like telling me where to. Like where it is. Well, Steven just asked me where am I seeing it. Where's he seeing it? I don't know. I'm seeing it at my grandma's house. Steven. Okay. Where's your house? Where's your house? Where's your house? Just text it to me now. And then I'll text it. Silencio. What is that? Yeah. Wow, why'd you leave the call?
Did you just leave the call?
Okay, well, when are we going? When do I go to? When do I go to your house? When do I go to your house to see it?
What?
When do I go to your house to see it?
Tomorrow.
No, when? No, what time? You're not over. If you don't give me enough information, then I'm going to see it with my at my grandma's house.
I don't know. Like 3 o'clock.
Okay. Who else is Gavin coming there?
2:30.
What?
I'll ask him. I'll see if he can come.
Wait, is it 2:30? You said?
Maybe. Yeah, it was.
Okay. Ask if Gavin can come. Life goes on and on and on. Okay, we're back.
Here, yes.
Oh, it's this
It's
place
beautiful,
again.
isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
No.
I actually feel happy.
Don't spoil it. Can you stop? I'm not looking at anything else, sucker. Because you're just spoiling everything. Dude, oh my god, I'm just trying to play a game. No, I have people texting me, I have friends are calling me, and my Lily wants it, and you're trying to show me stuff, and I just want to play a game. No.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Lily! My god, why do I keep getting messages? Dang it.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I don't know what to do here.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I don't like this part. It's sad.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yeah, I know what to do. Hold on, Lily.
He had simply missed
I
a
have no
memo.
idea what to do. Here. What? No. Bucket. No, bucket.
Finally,
no, bucket.
yes, the bucket. Yes, yes, yes. I love that bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, yeah.
Still
I
no
know.
one was here.
Wait,
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Wait, I can
Perhaps his
close
boss's
doors
office
that are
was
open.
where he'd find answers.
Wait, what? Lecter, you can close open doors. Oh, well, I can't
Coming
do
to a
that.
staircase, Stanley and
Oh
the
my
bucket
god,
walked
who's
upstairs
calling
to
me?
the boss.
I'm trying to play a game. What? What? Wait, your dad said no? What? What? Wait, can I come over to your house or not for the clip? Bro. Red. I'm in the middle of something. Wait, am I coming to your house or not? My dad didn't answer yet. What? Okay, well, I need to do thingy and then I'll fart.
His office.
Okay, no more interruptions. Okay, I don't. What? Dude, I'm done. I don't want to down. Like, I can close the door.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
I think I found something new.
This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
What happened?
Here it comes.
What? What did I do? What? What did I do?
All of his co-workers were gone.
I don't even know what I did.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Why is it backwards? Why does the whole office keep changing?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he...
Yeah, I guess I found something new. Lecker. Actually, never mind. I'm going to do spoilers. You can
But
do
Stanley
that.
simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
The what?
I will be happy.
Yeah, don't
Stanley
tell me.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He
I'm
no
not.
longer had the
I was
ability to
never.
tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, some...
Yeah, I don't know. Who is messaging me?
What's gonna be this one, guys? Either me or the human condition are doing that. Either me or the human condition. What the heck? I don't see you. I see you. I see you doing the black thing.
I'm butt crack. I don't know what to do here. What is it saying? Yeah, that's what I thought it was saying. Yeah, guys, apparently it's saying press the buttons. So I was right. Don't tell me anything. No, that's spoiling. I'm pressing the buttons. I'm pressing the buttons. I don't understand this. Okay, then what? There it is. Fine. I don't understand this. Lecter, the papers are back again.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Tell me. What? I don't want spoilers. Yeah, it's spoiling. Wait, what? Wait.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design.
I found something new finally.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video
I don't know
game
what
structure
I did.
and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
What?
No. Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Is this it? Maybe I should have pressed yes. Hold up, yeah, I'm gonna press yes. I'm pressing yes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible.
No.
And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too
This is Epic Gamer.
will become quite unbearable.
Oh, how long is this? It's just looping. Oh, wait. Something happened. What happened? Bro. What is happening?
Unforgivable monkey. Oh, I'm not both now.
Okay, yeah, we've been sitting here for a while now. Yeah, I think there's like literally nothing here. Yeah, I have no idea what to do. I have no idea what to poo.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
I want to know how to get in there.
One man, one bucket, one chance to seize their destiny together.
What's in there?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Wait, can I try to get out of that one? Oh, what do I do?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I forgot what was down here.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
No.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
No,
it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No. Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Let me get rid of it.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its single...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hold on, Lecter, can you just tell me how to get to the third, like the third one? Just tell me. Wait, okay, guys, I've heard like there's like a third version, like the sequel. There's like a third one, and I saw it on a video, and I was like, how do I go in? I don't know how to get it, so Lecter's gonna
This
show me
isn't the
how.
right office, is it?
But once he shows me how, no more showing what to do. No, just tell me where to go.
I mean, like, cause I don't know if. Oh wait, have you gotten this
Yeah.
So you've gotten like all the extra ones after that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, have you done new content?
Yeah.
Okay, have you done all 4 interactions with the dude?
What dude?
Like the dude that can start the game. Like the time thing.
What time thing?
Like I asked if
Oh yeah. No, I haven't talked to him for time. Yeah.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What? Who's following Stanley?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay, well, guys, I'm gonna restart the game because it said like, will you come back or something, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. No, I didn't talk to the doofus. I'm gonna have to restart the game. Actually, then it's gonna restart it. Sure, I'll just try it first. I love this, like, Stanley Parable 2 thing.
Oh, wait,
well, stream, I'm gonna have to, yeah, whatever.